In this presentation, I'm going to walk you through placing an order in Webexpress. This is the login page for your Webexpress account. You'll have got your consultant ID and password in the welcome email you got from the company, and it's the same information you use to log into the consultant website. I generally bookmark this login page rather than going into the system via the consultant website every time. It's just more efficient. Check out the menu bar on the left-hand side. Make sure that you visit each of those areas and see what they do. You can do things like changing the delivery address for the order, having a look at your previously processed orders, and so on. In this case, let's click on Place an Order. Now we select the event type. Do check out the program overview in the consultant manual to work out what's the most appropriate type of order to use. In this instance, let's use home party because it involves more details and we'll learn more from this. This screen is honestly a bit of a waste of time because nobody ever looks at it, but there are required fields there, so you leave the event date as it is and put in anything under number of attendees, so it will let you move on. Band number is if you're working with a group that have First Nation status, in which case they're tax exempt, so you can get their band number from them and enter it in there, and it will calculate everything without charging GST. This screen is for your records only. This is not the delivery address. If you look at the menu bar on the left, the second item down says Amend Delivery Address, and that's where you determine where the order is going to be sent. The order will go to whatever address is entered as delivery address at the time when you actually process the order. So be careful if you've got several orders on the go. I generally place an order on hold, go in and check what the delivery address is, and then go back in and complete the order just to be safe. If this is a party that's been booked off a previous party, then you want to go down to the bottom of the page there and select from future bookings, because Webexpress needs a paper trail to prove that it was a qualified party and award the booking credits. If someone has booked a party from this party, you enter it on this screen. Now, special delivery orders are when, for instance, somebody's got a sister in Saskatoon and they want to ship 4 or 5 books over there for their Christmas gifts or something like that. In other words, where part of the order needs to be split off and sent to a separate address. And so this will give you your own little self-contained order within the order. Now you can place an order on hold at any point. Webexpress will keep the order active for a maximum of 5 days so that you can continue to add in orders and so on. But at the end of the 5 days, the order will disappear into the ether and you'll have to start re-entering. There's an advantage to placing something on hold, because if you do that and then immediately press resume order, you'll get a neat menu screen that makes it easier to navigate. It looks like this, and as you can see, all of the screens from the party are listed there, and you can just click on standard products, customer specials, whatever, and jump back and forth. So I often do that right at the beginning of an order just for ease of navigation. Now this is where you really get down to business and start entering your customers' orders. This is the standard product screen for all of the full priced items that have been ordered. In order to qualify as a home party, of course, you have to have over $200 in sales, and things like customer specials and discounted and free books don't count. It's the stuff on this page that counts. Look at the accounting bar on the right hand side. As you start to enter in things, you will see that the full retail value will start to add up, and so will the non-commission sales. But you won't see anything go under commissionable sales until you've got at least $200 worth entered and it has qualified as a party. I strongly recommend entering in all of your standard products on this screen before you go on and start entering any customer specials or your 30 for 30 or any free books or anything like that, because it will become confusing. Just make sure you've taken care of all of the full price things on this screen first. You only need to enter the last 6 digits of the product code, but I usually use keywords because I find it quicker. The product code is useful if there are several books with similar titles, just to make sure that there's no confusion. For instance, if I want to order 100 things for little children to do on a journey, I just enter 100 journey and it'll pull up this screen for me, and it's a unique title. Now, if I were to put in dinosaur, I'd get about 8 pages of suggested matches. So in that instance, the product code is helpful so that you don't end up ordering the wrong book. When you earn free books for going silver, gold, platinum, earning monthly bonus or whatever, this is where it's recorded, and it will tell you what the total amount that you're eligible to claim is. So basically this is where you'll claim those free books. Then hit continue to progress to the next screen. Every month we offer customer specials to anyone who spends over $50 at a party. The flyer is on the consultant's site showing what's on offer this month. They're entitled to one customer special for every 50 in sales, so if they've spent over 100 they can get 2 customer specials. The idea is not only to encourage people to spend a little bit more at the party so that they can get a deal, but also to provide customers with a bit of a perk for shopping at a party. If you click on the Add button there at the side of the dialog box, it will give you a drop-down menu of all the specials to select from, so you don't have to worry about entering codes. Every month you're entitled to 1 copy of each of the new titles at half price. You can choose to take 1 or a few or all of them or none of them. It's your choice. Again, the easy way to select is to click on the Add button, and it will give you a drop-down menu of all of the upgrades that you're currently entitled to. You can actually go back at successive parties through the month. You can claim 1 or 2 with your first party, then a few more at your next one, and so on. It doesn't all have to be done in one go. With every party you submit, you, the consultant, are entitled to $30 worth of books at 30% of the retail price. In other words, at a 70% discount. You can use this to build your kit, or you can use it as an incentive for your hostess. For instance, say to her, get 10 people to the party and I'll give you an extra $20 worth of free books or whatever. See, $20 worth of free books at 70% off is only $6. So if it gets you a few extra paying customers there, it'll be worth a lot more than $6 to you in the long run. So use the 30 for 30 creatively. This is where you would order more order forms, catalogues, or whatever. Any supplies would be entered on this screen. And Webexpress will calculate your free book allowance for you. You can also work that out from the Hostess Program chart, which you can find on the website. During your first 4 weeks, it will automatically factor in your double hostess credits. Be aware that those double credits apply to orders processed before your 4-week deadline. If you hold a party on the last day, you'd have to get that processed before midnight Eastern time. So I don't advise leaving it down to the wire. It's very literal. It's a computer program. At midnight on your deadline, end of your 4 weeks, it will stop applying the double hostess credits. Instead of taking free books, your hostess can choose to take double the amount in discount books at 70% off. So if she would have been entitled to $25 in free books, she could instead get $50 at 70% off. It's an either or, she can't do both. Now, if you overpaid on your last order, for instance, if everybody paid by credit card, then you'll have got a credit on your account and it will show up here and you can use it as part payment for the rest of the order. So at the end, it calculates how much you owe for the order, and this is where you can enter in the details of each individual credit card payment that you've received. You hit new payment and it will take you to this screen where you can enter credit card payments. It will show you your credit card number as default, but you can edit that to put in your first customer credit card and the amount owing on it, then press continue. It'll give you a new screen, you do the next one, and at the end, if there's anything still owing, it will go onto your credit card. When you do your party, you'll get a variety of different payment types, and usually you've got enough cash or checks or whatever to keep back the amount of your commission and then send the balance on to the company. The only time that doesn't work is if everybody pays by credit card, in which case you can't keep back your commission. At the end of the month, the company will do the accounts and they will send you a check or direct debit for your commission amount. Don't be worried about that bit about overpayments being subject to a 3% surcharge. You can input credit cards to the value of the total amount owing plus your commission. In other words, all of the cards associated with this party. But what you can't do is add in extra credit cards to process that aren't associated with this party. At the end, make sure that you press the continue and the process buttons for that one last time. Make sure it's actually transmitted and gone through. It's been known for people to miss pressing that one last button and have the order hanging there. You can check whether everything has gone through properly by using the View Genealogy Orders function here. This will allow you to see your total sales for the current month or for previous months, and you'll be able to see details of all of the orders that you've placed. So this is your potted guide to Webexpress. There is also a separate training on commissions and bonuses, which will go into those details about how you get your commission in a little bit more detail. Hope you find this useful.